Now we
Okay.
go. Yep.
Okay. We're back. We're back.
And we're cropping you at the chin.
That's okay. It's cheaper than a plastic surgery.
There you go. Uh,
We're we're waiting for Marilyn to come in. Hold on. I'll
yeah,
text her.
no worries.
Okay. Aren't those voices the cutest thing?
Yep, yep.
There she is.
Yep.
Hey,
Good,
Hello.
hey,
good
Chris.
morning.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you? Okay, let's see.
Are you
So,
sharing stuff, Chris?
yeah, I can show you some stuff that I've been working on. Um, Things are getting a little complicated because of all the little props and knickknacks we've been adding to the characters, so it's slowing me down a little bit on the workflow, but I need to make sure that the prompting, when I create the master images are working correctly. But I'll go ahead. I'm gonna share my screen, show you what I've been doing here, so that let's see, where are we? Zoom and share screen. Okay, and I guess this is the one. Okay, you can see a blank screen right now.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see. So what I've been doing here is, let's see here, been working on the mail room, and what I've been doing is creating the stuff that I'm going to put into it. And I already started doing some, you have the bags where they're spilling, the mail. So I'll be putting that on top of the desk. So it looks kind of busy and disorderly like you want it. And then also what I've been doing is starting to get the individual characters in different poses that are going to be inside the room here. So kind of look like that, but with the actual characters.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be replacing these characters with our characters, and each one will have its own unique little pose and stuff like that. So you can see that in these characters here. We have we have skates here, and then we have bows. Just like this little
Cute.
character over here, and then we also have Toodles, like this character over here. So we'll have all the poses,
Cute.
make sure that everything, fits
Cute,
within.
cute.
So this is right now again, we're doing cutting edge stuff. So I'm gonna have to iron out some of the technicalities before so we can get all of this stuff. Because what happens is sometimes you lose some of the items. So it
Mm-hmm.
needs to be, properly prompted so that when you animate it, it sticks with that. So this is all technical stuff that I need to iron out. So but it's coming along together, and I've been working also on the um, let's see where we are. I started working as well on the workshop, but again, it's starting to, where are you? Workshop. So we started with this guy over here that the original one, and then when I started, I'm trying to remove and come up with ideas, and then the ones that I really like, I'll start putting it all together in Photoshop to come one cohesive thing, and then I'll have them posed, like the one is gluing stuff, another is trimming stuff, and so forth, the same way that I'm doing in the mailroom. So
Get close-ups on those.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
So great, Chris. Have you got any other backgrounds to share today or not yet?
So yes, I've been working on the exteriors. So we got that. I wasn't sure if we want this kind of porch or not. So then this is a different type of house. This one has the doggy door in it. This will be the house with a chimney, and this would be a shot where it's like, do you see the house with a porch light, angle kind of thing? So this could be Granny's house. So I wasn't sure which style you guys really wanted, and so I'm giving you different alternatives, and we can go from there. We can also have little fences around the house as well, and we can be more pulled out from
Great.
there.
Great.
So again, and I can mix and match all of this once we get all the houses styles figure out. Then I can start moving those houses from here, move it there. If I want all of the houses to be lit, we could have something like that. Obviously, better shaded. I was just throwing ideas like little
Great.
Christmas lights and that kind of stuff. The kind of the layouts we want that. So we can play around with that. So if we can iron that, today, by, we do some notes, and then I'll go ahead and finalize the look for example, let's finalize the looks for the exteriors for Granny's house, for example. So we can do that.
So hang
Uh,
on to that for that back picture. Go back one.
sure, this one.
So, Chris, this is going to be, you're probably going to love this because I am going to send you today, send you, Lou, and then Lou will send on to you uh,
Okay.
the complete animation script, which is basically what we would like to see on every single line. And then you can look at that. So, for instance, I love this picture, but this picture, the way I'm crafting it is Santa's sleigh. We start with Santa's sleigh in the day. And
Right.
from
Yeah.
Santa's sleigh point of view, which is this picture, he looks down on these houses.
Right.
They all have chimneys.
Mm-hmm.
And
Except
during the
that one.
line, during Grandma's line, well, now you don't have a chimney? Bink, 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 bink. They all go out one at a time. The
Oh,
chimneys all
okay.
disappear. And
Uh-huh.
then we go into Grandma's house, which is the only one that never had a chimney, and we zoom down.
Mm.
Then my question will be, can we come through the window to see Grandma sitting in the chair? And now we begin. Because in my mind, Chris, the struggle I had just in this recording session is that the first speech that Grandma has is way too long. It's not too long if we have plenty to look at. But if we don't have plenty to look at, then I want to cut it and trim it down. So right now, if you imagine, and in the script that I am currently working on for you, which
Mm-hmm.
is exactly what you have, what Lou sent you with all the changes, and next to those
Mm-hmm.
lines is a suggestion of what, and you're right in it, Chris. You are, this shot is from Santa's sleigh looking
Mm-hmm.
down once
Mm-hmm.
we see him flying around, and then there's a joke with all the chimneys on, and then all the
Wait,
chimneys.
wait, wait, wait. No, no, we're not seeing it from Santa's point of view because Santa is zooming around in the sky, right? So we're seeing this is like a third person POV, looking at Santa and then tilting the camera down to the little house, right? We're
Right,
not
right.
seeing it from
Well,
Santa's
to
point of
all the
view.
houses, to
Right.
all the houses. So we see Santa zipping around in the sky.
Yeah, so
Eh,
we see a silhouette of him zipping around,
Uh-huh.
and while we are saying the dialogue, you know this story, right? So, and blah blah blah, and then we go, do you see? And then the camera tilts down, and then we see the little town, and then you mentioned the house with the port, the one with the light port, the porch
Nope,
light.
nope, you're before
No?
that. Nope, you're before that. So we're gonna see this shot much earlier. You know this story, don't you? Where
Uh-huh.
Santa flies around. We're still watching fly, and
Right, right.
he
Uh-huh.
puts stuff on your trees. What's that? So by the time she says, "What's that?" we see this little village. And all these little chimneys are on all these outside houses. And then they all disappear one at a time. You don't have a chimney? Boop, 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 boop. We're going to add music and sound effects. They all disappear one at a time.
Mm,
That's no problem at all because Santa has it all figured out. Or at some point, and I will write down that where those
mm,
chimneys all disappear one at a time. Then we get closer on this little house. That's my house. We get closer. It's like the sleigh is kind of coming down to see it a little better. We get a little closer. And then my question will be, do we, in order to start the story, do we fly through the window? Do we see? We
We
don't.
can't do that. We don't have the time.
Okay, great.
Mm.
So that, and that's the answer. So now I will know that. So what I'm going to do, Chris, the only way
But,
I know how to
but,
direct this is to write down the shots I want to see,
mhm,
send them to you, and then
okay.
for you to say, I can't do that, Marilyn. Or I can do something like
I
that.
can give you suggestions. Yeah. So what I was
Yes,
thinking is, as we zoom into the house, we can see maybe a silhouette of Granny on the rocking chair.
great. Perfect.
So
And
that
then
could be a
that
compromise, right?
yeah, right, absolutely. And we're all for that, Chris. I think
Okay.
what Lou has kicked me into high gear to do, which I should have done earlier. Again, I'm always one step behind, like with the elves, here are the elves, and after you've already drawn them and now you got to redraw them. I'm trying to
I gotta redraw them again.
no,
No, no, no, no,
Oh,
no.
no, no, no. But I'm
okay.
going backwards in time where it was like where
Okay,
you said
okay.
to me, I wish I would have known that earlier. And that sentence that came out of your mouth, Chris, is a good learning for me because I don't want you to have to say that again. I don't want you to have to say, like the workshop. I wish I would have known that earlier. You had to dump that workshop, start
Yeah,
over because
yeah.
I was not specific that I want to see two little elves on their backs, balancing scissors, and I want to
Hmm.
see the next two little elves gluing and pasting with glue on her head dripping off
Hmm.
on the book. I can be that specific with you about these things, and then you, as the artist, can say, "That's not a great idea, Marilyn," or I got that. Here is exactly what you're looking for.
Hmm.
So I think that
That
as
will definitely
you're an
help.
animator,
Yes.
we need to be hooked at the hip here, and I need to
Hmm.
get you today this full script with all of the visuals that I'm imagining
Hmm.
next to each line that I'm imagining, and then you will say back to
Yep.
me, too much, can't do it all, running
Hmm.
out of time, you got to make
Yep.
choices, Marilyn, or whatever.
Yep.
What we haven't done yet, Chris, is exactly this step, is taking this book, which is still just a script,
Hmm.
and me adding the visuals I want to see and getting that to you.
That will definitely help for sure.
Great.
So meanwhile, while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and start finishing up the backgrounds for the workshop and for the mailroom, and in giving you a flexibility inside Photoshop to be able to move stuff around if you want to afterwards. So
Right.
that way, and then we can place where do you want skates, where do you want ribbons and stuff like that.
Great.
We'll have that kind of flexibility. I'll have them in different poses so that either they're standing or sitting on top of something.
Great.
Okay, so and maybe it's gonna get crowded in there if you try to put them all in there into that little mail room. So I don't know if you want that or not. Maybe we can have maybe a
Yep.
few or not all of them.
Yep. All of them.
So
I can tell you right now, all of them. We need all
all
eight
of
of them.
them. Okay, so I actually were to, in scale wise, I feel we need to shrink them up because the way you're talking about how they grab the glue and stuff, like it's like this gigantic tab of glue or glue thing. They're proportionally they're really kind of tiny, right?
Yeah. They're probably
So
up to Santa's knees. And
so
again, I think the workshop, my encouragement for the workshop is to make it messy and fun. The square
mhm.
desk, nobody's sitting at a desk. They could be standing on a
Yeah,
desk
yeah,
or
right,
sitting
right.
backwards on the desk or lying on the desk, or most of them are on the floor or hanging from the ceiling or something. They're mischievous.
Right,
So
so I kind of empty everything from the floor, so we can
yeah.
go ahead and lie them down, and then we can put little props, on the all over the floor where they're doing the crafting and stuff.
Yeah, books
So,
because they're making it's
so
specific.
for the book, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Great.
like pages getting glued and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
So
I'll
you
go
could
ahead.
maybe, if you lost the presents and the plane, you could use those as work surfaces and one little elf, you can see him standing here with a big glue thing, popping it onto a page. Somebody's
Sure.
cutting, but slightly larger glue, slightly larger scissors, so
Yes, yes.
they're half as big as the elves.
Mm-hmm.
And the elves need to come up to Santa's knees at least. They
So
can't
so
be
so yes.
mid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're not gonna be able to fly this plane, for example. Obviously not. So basically, they can barely reach this table, correct? For
Um,
height.
No, I think they're a little bit bigger
You
than
will see
that.
their heads if
I think you see their heads and their
so
little
exactly.
arms.
So that's the head will be like right at the edge, the neck. It would hit the neck, the edge of the table. Correct.
Yeah, and their hands would probably be over their head, so we could
So
see it, so
and
it's
then
like
yeah, they can do stuff like that.
and the other one could be standing on the table,
Or yeah, we can have someone standing on the table
Yeah,
too.
so
I
so
mean,
if
I
you want to
or,
put those two tables in the foreground, great.
you also have a short table here, so I could take this gift from there, and they could be working on that if you want,
Yeah, stand up on that.
sitting on the floor and doing stuff
Yeah.
on that little table. So again, this can all be shrink sized, just to fit really nicely within this layout. And the reason I have these two is because I really like this cabinets against the wall that I don't see in here. I don't like any. I don't have any here.
Right.
So, and I really like this wooden frame thing. It makes it very, very Santa Claus-like, in these arches of wood and stuff. So, I also like the missile, all of these reefs, on here. So I'll be adding those as well and hanging like little things from the wall. So, and
Chris,
yeah.
Marilyn, can you mute? Because I seem to have.
I can mute. Let me see how to mute here.
Okay. Still,
No.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. Anyways, Chris, I like the greenish walls. We have to keep those in because it brings color, and so that's.
You like the green? Okay.
Yep, I do. Either
Okay.
or, this one or the other one.
Sure.
I think we need that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you like the
Which is
deeper
different than
green or?
Marilyn, deeper green or lighter green? Sorry, I'm gonna mute.
Unmute. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, the room looks dark. But the dark green, the bright Christmas green is great. That bright
This one?
Christmassy green.
You like the lighter green then?
Why do I say the room looks dark? It looks like we need more light in the room. It looks like there's not enough light. Santa didn't pay his electrical bill.
Okay.
It needs to be.
Well, we can make the green lighter to make it feel brighter.
Is that what is missing? It looks shadowed.
Let's close that one. So what I could do is add a little glow to the lamp to make it feel like it's illuminating. And
Yeah.
I think also it might be confusing because of the little sparkles. I'll remove the sparkles from there because the sparkles should only be around the little elves and Santa, right? So
Yeah, my concern is that the room looks dark. I want to turn on all the lights and make
okay,
it happier and brighter place to work.
okay.
Is it the color of the brown?
Yeah. I mean,
We make the brown white? I mean, should we
no,
brighten it all up?
I think if we overall brighten the image and give hints of light directionality might help. So let me see how I can shape it up.
Okay.
Because again, we're dealing with a 2D style, so I don't want to give it too much shading because what's going to make it look is like more 3D-ish, and I don't think you want to go that way right now. So
If it was daytime, Chris, and they were working in daytime, and there was bright blue sky in the North Pole outside the windows, so it was nighttime, so it would be brighter because there would be sunlight.
Okay, so I'll give you a version so you see if you like it. I'll come up with a version and you can see if you like it. So,
Great.
So yeah, and another thing I wanted to add here is again, I like the architecture that I added in here. So I want to have this columns on both sides, to frame the arch over there, and overall, does this look brighter to you overall?
Yeah, it does. It looks
Okay.
bright.
Okay, so I'll keep the same feeling, but with this colors. But if we use dark green, it's going to be a little harder. So
okay, so you got to do the light green then. You got to brighten it up.
So we'll do a combination, see how far I can push it, and and you let me know.
Okay.
Okay. So So we'll deal with that. I'll deal with that.
And
Yeah.
Chris,
Yes.
if we can go back to the homes or the village.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
So
Okay. So I have a few little versions here. With little fences, with different color lights, uh, different houses. Do you like the one with the doggy door?
Well, the
This is
doggy door only
the-
appears in the side yard moment. It's
right,
not
right. So basically, this would be the back side of the house.
of the house
Okay.
that he arrives in,
Yeah, he
not
arrives in.
grandma's house. Yeah.
No, grandma's house. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a different house.
Yeah. It's a different
Uh,
house.
so and this would be the back of it. And do you like actually the to be this the front, perhaps, of that house? So it
Well,
spins.
we never see the front. We see
So
the
so
side.
I thought you wanted to spin, right?
Yes.
So
Okay,
uh
so he doesn't have to land in the side yard. He could land in the front, or he could land in that pile of snow right in
again,
front of the house. And then the house could spin as he's running in place, which I think is a cute joke. And it ends up just
yeah,
turning.
let's see if we have the time for that. So um we'll keep it, and put a pin on that and see how far we are in animation and let you know if we can have the time to fully
What's
speed.
the front of that house look like, Chris? What is the front of that house?
Right now I haven't drawn it, but
Okay,
it could look, something like this, or it could look something like that, the front of the house.
right.
So actually this one is the one for the screen.
Yeah, okay. Oh,
So this is the one where, obviously it's not going to be
yeah,
a
that's
chimney
not there.
because yeah,
Right.
it's not there. So, but I was trying to play around because, we're going to have to get semi close in order to actually see this cross hatching kind
Yeah.
of thing. When Santa is going to be standing there and then it's going to be pushing through, like spaghetti. So, um,
Yeah, in fact, in my view, all we need, because we're going to have to see the front of the sleigh. He's going to land, right? He's going to
right. So
land
it's
by
going to
that
land
house.
somewhere over
All
here
he's got to
or on this
see
side.
is a little side of a house and a big window. One
Hmm.
window, one side of the house. In the puppy door house, he would come in, we could see the front porch and a little piece of the house, and then he runs and
And
we
yeah,
turn around and
it
now we
becomes
see the
big,
door.
yeah.
The door and a little bit of the house. So I think everything more close up is great.
So, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good.
There we go. Yeah. Because you got to get a sleigh in there and you got to
Yep,
get
yep,
Santa.
yep. So,
Yeah.
we'll land this lay over here, and then or
Yeah.
mm,
You can land it there and then he's got to get
mm,
out. And then when he goes to the door, maybe it's much closer. So you can do the
mhm.
door magic.
Yeah, yeah. So we can see the doggy door expand all the way,
Yeah.
like the full size of the door, pretty much.
Yeah.
After he does the little jiggle, pulling
Yeah.
the
A little
beard stuff.
magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Great.
all
and
right,
can we go back to the village
sure.
because you've shown us
Yeah,
the dog door and
I
the
have a
screen.
few versions, this is just like a more pulled out view, but a more simplified version of it, with the lights on all of them. The lights are turned on all of them. On this one, some of them are turned off, and some of them have little lights. So, I wanted to make sure that, for Christmas, I figure you would want something more like this, but with this kind of detail on it, on the shade, on the shading of the houses, right?
Yeah.
Something along this kind of level of detail. But with the fences, of course, like this, and lights all on all the houses, and with lights on inside the houses, right?
I like
Do
that
you
sleepy little Grinch village with not the lights on all the houses. Because I
Oh,
think,
okay,
and the chimneys on everything, all of those houses have chimneys, all of those around, except for hers. And
right,
hers is in the middle.
okay, no problem.
Um,
So
and
so
they were
so
going to
some of them
disappear,
turned
and then
off. Do you want like Christmas lights on all the houses, or just the ones that have the light on inside?
I don't know. That's such a cute little village here. Some of them have gone to sleep. I wonder if she could have just one, well, would they have little punctuations. She says in the script, you know, you can tell by the lights that this is Christmas Eve. So she's talking about her house at this point. So, you know,
Okay.
but I think the chimneys that are on all the other houses around that little house have to be bigger. So when they wink out, bink, 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 bink. What? You don't have a chimney? Bink, 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 bink. All those kids that live in those houses now don't have chimneys. Well, I didn't
Okay.
have a chimney either, she says. That's my house. So we'll when I send you these comments, Chris,
Mm-hmm.
by the lines, then you can know. What was your thought about the village, Lou?
I think that this village is very endearing. I like the look of it. I really do.
Yeah, me too.
I think that, Chris, there's 9 homes right there.
Uh-huh.
4 or 5 have lights,
Actually,
and
7,
some
I
of them
think.
don't.
No, 8.
1, 2, 3, 4,
8.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So we got 4. Oh no, no, you're right. 9. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you want the Christmas lights a single color or multicolored?
Multicolor.
Like that?
Are
Yep.
those, yeah, yeah, red and
Right.
But on 4 or 5 of them, not all of
Yeah,
them
so
have it.
I'll add multicolors, but on the version that you like, which is this version.
yes.
I think it's really cute, Marilyn. I
Yeah,
really
it
do.
is. It's really sleepy and it looks like it's a heavy snowfall and um now that's my house where she says, you see that little house down there? Right now, that house is the biggest. It should be the smallest.
This house should be the smallest, the middle
Yeah,
one?
yeah, smaller.
Oh,
So
oh, okay.
she doesn't reign over the neighborhood. She's littler. And the other ones, there could even be a two-story one, Chris. I mean, these are homes that all have chimneys,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but
Okay.
and they wink out one at a time, and then we see that little house, she says, in the that's my
So we
house.
can have something more bigger like that around her
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
Okay.
But it can be asleep, but as long as it has a tall chimney, those chimneys probably need to be, you know, twice as tall.
So kind of like that.
Yeah, one on the side,
Uh-huh.
one on the top, but
Sure.
chimneys all around on all
Yeah,
those houses on the edges,
like
except
that.
for hers.
So like that. That's pretty big right now compared to the house size.
Yeah, that's good.
So okay, got it. So
Cute.
and this is the one you like, and I'll go ahead and make the house feel bigger, and some of them will have some awnings and stuff like that. Uh, you like the combination of off
They're,
on this side
they're,
and on this side, or that
well,
works for
sprinkle
you?
them.
Yes.
Why don't you sprinkle them?
Okay. Uh, well, okay. So
Every other house or
maybe
two houses
turn
together?
one off and this one on, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. It's
Okay,
Christmas and the
sure.
neighbors are trying their best.
Okay.
But I
And
think those
yeah, go ahead.
no, those outside houses are bigger and the little one in the
Yes,
middle
well,
is
yes, we'll make this one smaller, so
great.
uh not too much, but yeah, we'll make sure that this one is not going to be the like the mansion of the
Right,
town, right?
right.
So all the other
Either,
houses will be bigger. So
yeah, either that one stays like that and you make the others bigger.
Yeah, you
yeah,
could
we
make
could do
the
that
others
too.
bigger. I think that'd be
Yeah,
great. But it's a
sure.
great
So
little village. It's a cute little village.
okay,
We want to move there.
all
There's
right.
Zillow. Let's look Zillow.
Would you like maybe some street lights in here, or do you like this the way it is laid out, where there's no other light except coming from the houses?
I like it.
Okay. All right. Do you mind the trees in the roads or
No, the trees are great.
okay? All right, fantastic. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll work on that while you keep you write down what you have envisioned for the animation part of it,
Great,
and and then once I receive that, I'll start putting the storyboards together.
great, great, Chris.
And the next thing I got to do also, now that we have nailed down the characters, is I need to create their uh, simplified version in 3D so we can start doing the proper animation part of it. So that is gonna be happening between this week and next week. You know, that takes a little bit of quite a bit of work to do all that rigging and all that part for the 3D part of it. But once we have that, then it will help us accelerate the animation part of it. So,
Great.
um,
Great.
and then let's see.
Do you need anything else from us? Do we need to decide anything else? So
Not for now. I think you
so
gave
that we
me.
don't stop, slow you down.
No, just give me the notes for the workshop and for uh the recording of the for this, so that, I'll have all the notes on, in one place. That way, I'll be able to, that way I don't forget anything about the details of the mail room and the workshop and this. So that should keep me plenty busy, plus the other rigging part that I have to do. So, and yeah, I think that's that for today. I mean, I did the change. I did the change for the elves. The final change that you wanted her to have the same skin tone as him. So that's already in there.
Great.
So yeah, I think that's it for today.
They're so cute. Jeez, Chris, look at them. They're so funny.
And when we shared with the actors and with Scott, who's the amazing music guy,
Uh-huh.
they all fell in love. They all fell in love. And they're all going like, are you gonna be doing something with this? It's really interesting. Anyways, so that
Okay.
um Chris, I think that if you need anything else from us from a timing perspective, don't hesitate. We are here for it.
Oh, talking about
Magnets.
timing. Okay, talking about timing. Okay, I was looking at the estimated schedule I gave you guys,
Yep.
and I noticed that I doubled up on the date on some dates that should mean like on the following week. So, let me pull up uh the
The sched.
PDF, and I'll show you what I mean. It's like I don't know how it happened, but it went, it slipped by, and I don't know how the heck that happened. But when I was writing down the dates, okay, here we go. So for week 3, right? Um, I noticed that the half week was inside the same week of week 3, which
Okay.
it's actually the following week, so it would fall inside the week 4 kind of
Okay.
thing. So we're gonna be shifting some days away, and also because of all the time we spend on the elves, basically we kind of like pushed a little bit back, like a week back on the final date.
Yep.
But again, this is not me trying to ask for more money or anything. I'm just saying that just need to shift the dates, right? So instead of ending, on the I think it's on the 7th that we November 7th. It's going to be more like the 14th.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind. So basically, we're shifting the schedule a little bit. So, but again, it won't change anything as far as
Get
my
it.
work. It's the work I'm doing is going to be the same. It's just it's just that the dates got messed up because I doubled up on this particular half week thing. And
No worries.
and again, I was the changes on the little elves kind of like pulled me back a few days. So.
Yeah.
That's okay. And Chris, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure. That's why I'm glad we made those decisions today from a background
Mhm.
perspective, because we want you to have everything you need to make it happen.
Awesome. And one more thing is okay, let's stop sharing here.
Yep.
Um one thing I might need monetarily wise is some money to render on the farms, because if I have to use my machine to render, that means I cannot work on my machine.
I
And
get it.
our schedule is so tight that
What do you need just me to make a transfer of money to you so that you can out?
Yeah, so I can get more credits. They call them credits for the
Yep.
rendering. So I
Mhm.
need to get more credits for the farm. So I offload the work. I won't have to put it on my machine, so I can keep animating, sending the animations to the farm, do the test, get back, animations. You guys can take a look at it. You want some changes? We can do them again because it's not tying up my machine.
You got it. Can you just send me an email with Lou? I would need. I'll say anything. $75. It's not that, but $75 for farm credit.
Right. So it be the way I'm guesstimating. It will be about an extra maybe 300 to 400 for the months that are left, just
Yeah.
for the rendering part. Because again, we're gonna be doing a lot
Just
of
just
testing.
say how much you need
Yeah.
for
Okay.
you to be in a comfort so that it doesn't slow you down. I
Right.
totally understand.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Just
So
send me,
yeah.
say, Lou, it's
Yeah.
732 and no,
Yeah.
whatever.
Gotcha.
Send it to
Okay.
me and I can send it to you PayPal. I can Venmo you. I can
Well,
do.
the same way you did it through, for the first
Okay.
payment. So yeah.
I just need a
I'll
piece
send
of
you.
paper
Yeah,
so that
obviously, yeah. I will send you an invoice, just for the rendering part, so that way,
yeah.
it's clear that it's for that and nothing else. So
Yeah. But Chris, I mean, everything we've done so far has got a adorable scale that is
okay.
amazing. And with what you showed us this morning with the little village, the
Oh.
different houses,
Hmm.
and um, the mail room, which is utilitarian, which is
Hmm.
has to be because that's what it is. But then the workshop with daylight, with
Okay.
that green, I think Marilyn
I'll make it
answers what
much
you're looking
brighter.
for.
Feel
And
good.
the stuff
So
on the shelf, Chris, just
is
so
it
you
okay
know,
daylight though?
well, it needs to just be brighter. It looks
Okay.
um
All right. So maybe I just a few more lights to make it feel that is a brighter feel to it,
a
and
really
between the
bright
in
workshop.
between the glows and and a little bit of brightness overall, I think we'll get that feel for it.
And the stuff on the shelf should be toys. It should be elf stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So no vases and no
No.
dough.
No. No. No.
It's all elf toys or
Yeah. No boxes.
candy
Do you want
cane,
boxes? Boxes.
yeah.
Okay.
Stuff, hanging off the shelf. Maybe it's a couple little rows of stockings that they've made that they're gonna hang
Yeah.
up.
I had a few of those in there. Okay.
Very, very
Yeah.
elf-like, messy, bright colors,
Hmm.
rich colors. I see that workshop in jewel tones, in bright jewel reds and blues and purples, and it's the most fun workshop. I want to go there if I'm a kid. I want to work.
Okay.
Also, the door to the mailroom, I thought we talked about it being curved because Santa doesn't really walk through any human doors.
No, no,
No,
the
what we
last
said there is
conversation we left it
square.
square.
Oh,
We
did we
left
leave
it
it
square
square?
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we didn't want the light in the back of it.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
said square.
yeah. You said square last time.
Yeah.
Do you want me to change
Yep.
it back to curved?
No, I just think we have to keep an eye on the whimsy of these places because that mailroom looks like a mailroom that I would go to in my town in 2025. That's what I'm saying, Chris. Whatever you can do to make it more magical, more
Hmm.
fun, more
Okay.
round, more punchy, more colorful, bright, like the mail bags that are this letters are mail,
Hmm.
if the elves printed it, it would be spelled wrong, MALE. All of this little interior visual jokes and soft fun that these
Mm.
places have, like that village. Thank you. I
Hmm.
think I love the village. I think you nailed the village. It's sleepy. I could write a story about that whole village. Who are
Okay.
they? It's like a Grinchy. It feels
Hmm.
like a Grinch stole Christmas. It's a fairy tale. This is a fairy tale. So we have to
Okay.
keep that in mind. So, and in the workshop, still maybe there's a kite or a little choo-choo train that's going up a track in the
Oh,
corner.
oh, oh, oh.
It's
Okay.
stuff that the elves have made that they are ready to load into Santa's sleigh.
Mm.
That kids would say, I want that. They should be able to point out 6 things in that workshop. that they want to put on their Christmas list. And right now,
Okay.
I can't find anything that is so compelling, except for the little plane. The little plane, if it was blue and white and bright color, not brown. Nothing is ever
Oh,
brown. It's
right,
all
right, right. Yeah,
bright.
yeah, yeah. More
Yeah.
colorful, and maybe have a rocking horse in there as well.
Yes, something
Okay.
like that. Even an elf could be riding the rocking horse with scissors cutting because they would cut themselves, and that's all fine. It's got a little sense of danger and mischief that mom and
Okay.
dad are out, so the elves are going crazy.
Marilyn, what would you say to the mailroom being bags stacked up?
Yeah, I
Like
mean, or a bag
bags,
hanging
bags,
from the
bags, bags, bags.
ceiling on a rope, Chris. Something that, it looks messy, and I think by spilling the bag over and the letters all, that we
Right,
get
right, yeah.
rid
I
of
will
the
definitely look
organized
right,
steps.
right now. I showed you the empty one, so I can actually start putting the letters in a very Macy way, on top of the table, and then I can stack the bags anywhere,
Yes.
to
A little
make it,
stack of
yeah,
bags, mail, mail,
yeah,
mail,
yeah,
with
yeah,
letters
yeah.
on, with an elf holding his hand on the bag so it won't spill. All of those small little things when you
Okay.
pepper the elves in there. I
Yeah.
think just Toodles going like this and Bo's going like, oh, Santa, I can't wait. Those are great,
Okay.
great
Cool. Yeah,
shots.
yeah.
But if you
Okay.
can get one elf to
Oh
be
yeah.
riding a bag,
Sure,
lying
we have
around
enough
the
elves
bag,
there that I know what to do with them. So sure, we could do that.
great,
But
great.
don't forget that he calls them in. So technically,
Calls them
when
in
we
and they all
start,
gather around. Deet, deet, deet,
so
deet, deet, deet.
right. So when we cut to the shot of inside the mailroom, they wouldn't be there already. They would have to come in first when he calls them in, because at first he's reading it by himself, the letter, right? And then
Yeah.
the story says he calls them in, and then they come in, and then
And
he
they all
like,
gather
right,
around. They
right,
listened intently, not
right,
making
right,
a sound.
and they go
But
like,
you've got
yeah.
you've got 6 seconds to bring those
So
elves in.
yeah, yeah,
And
it's gonna be a Zoom magical come in. When they come in, it's not gonna be a lot of detail going on. So we want to make sure that they come in and fly, like zip in, with the streaks behind them, and then they get into position, and it's like, okay, I'm listening,
right.
kind of thing.
And it takes that whole verse to it takes 4 lines for them to completely get in. So whether or not you zip them in twos and a one and a four, so it takes that. Santa called for his elves and they all gathered round. They listened intently, not making a sound. Now they're
Mhm.
settled. So that whole thing, and I'll write this in that script, because elves
Mhm.
begin to enter, elves have settled. It'll say that much to you. So you'll know, okay, I
I'll
got
I'll
eight rounds.
stagger the animations, so by the time they listen and settle, the first two are already like
Yeah,
listening
they're
and
all
settling.
there.
Yeah,
They're all
like
ready to
that.
go.
So okay, we
And
could do that. Yeah,
so,
go
Marilyn,
ahead.
when you redo the notes for
Uh-huh.
for the visual, let's call it that. Let's make sure that whatever is in VO voiceover mode is still sticking to whatever it is that we did over the weekend, so that you
Yes.
have that clearly in your mind.
Yes.
Because I think it was helpful, Chris, to share with you where we made changes so that you would have to, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So we'll continue to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, when you listen to the sound edit, I'm so proud of it. It feels so good, along with your work and
Oh,
what
you
you
know
did
what?
there.
I don't know if you noticed or not, but because when the dialogue between grandma and grandson, the grandson did not have the same levels as the grandma. She feels like she was always louder when she was
Thank you.
talking than the grandson.
Get off this phone.
So watch out for that on the
Five
recording.
minutes is all I need.
We can, when we go back in to do the music, we'll adjust it.
Okay, all right. Yeah, just keep an eye
Okay?
on that because he felt like he was like further away for some reason when I was listening to the recording.
And I think he was, because the kid was sitting on the chair.
Right, right. But
So
technically they're sitting right next to
yeah,
each other, so it should be the same
absolutely.
levels, right? So yeah,
But
keep
I'm
an eye
I'm
on that.
writing this note down. I'm
Yeah.
writing this note
Hmm.
down. But what I wanted to mention to you, so because you heard it, we're hearing When You Believe in Santa Claus, the great song from Jason.
Hmm.
And I just want you to start thinking about the fact that it's going to be a sing along. So
Right.
we'll need to see the words, and if it's I'm going to say anything, a little hell fed, choose your hell, that makes it
The bouncing ball concept.
the bouncing ball concept with the music.
Okay.
Okay,
Now,
just for you to think about it.
yeah, okay. Because none of them can fly, so and I'm guessing the
No, but
notes are gonna be
it's just there. If you ever seen this, whenever there's a sing along somewhere, there's a little dot usually
Oh yeah, like a little
that
glowing
goes with the
ball. Yeah,
words.
a little glowing ball.
But take
Yes.
one of their faces. Let's say gumdrop. Okay. So
Okay. Okay. Sure.
I'm sure Marilyn will add some notes to that just so that we make, because that's a minute 26 seconds about of music, but
Yeah.
it's so good. So,
Okay.
but just for you to think about it, because that's
All
going to
right.
be.
I'm gonna have to create a loop because again, a minute and something animation is a lot of animation. So we're gonna have to create some kind of loop of him bouncing around, kind of thing.
Mhm.
So it won't be as much because again, it's a
Yep.
bit it's a bit of
So
work.
here's what you're going to get, Chris, if you
Uh-huh.
want to think about that, or we can
Uh-huh.
delay this conversation till we talk about that. But the impetus to sing is the note, right? And he said this song on the note. So they're both looking at the note, and she says, "What do you think?" And he says, "Let's sing it."
Right.
So we can either have grandma throw the note up in the air, the note twinkles out, flutters out, becomes confetti. That
Mhm.
confetti falls over the screen and
Mhm.
becomes the lyrics. And then the lyrics start to scroll upwards, just like Star Wars. If you believe in Santa, in a cute font, bringing toys for girls and boys, and it's scrolling slowly. And as we scroll it,
Mhm.
little elf, Bose or Jingles or whoever it is just bouncing along to the lyrics, helping the kids sing along. And grandma and grandson, in the meantime, have scurried down to the bottom corners of the screen and they're looking up at the lyrics and just doing this and singing along the whole time.
Okay.
They're
All
doing
right.
nothing. They're
Mhm.
dancing, they're singing. You can do a loop for their
Mhm.
animation because we're not going to
Yeah.
be looking at them. But
Mhm.
that's what the approach is going to be for that
Okay.
last 2
So it's
minutes.
not an exterior shot like I saw one a screenshot from one of your mockups on the
Nah, we're
on the PDF where they were actually outside for the sing along. So it's gonna be inside the house then, inside
yeah,
the living room.
yep.
Well,
Okay.
it's going to take over once she throws up the little note and it sprinkles, it fills the
Mhm.
screen and they're just in the bottom. Now you can have it over a window or on a wall, if you will, but
Mm.
basically it's full screen of
Okay.
those
Okay.
lyrics.
Gotcha.
And it's
Okay.
all about singing that. And then at the end of that, going
Mhm.
on, so that whole, from the time the song starts to the end of the thing, we'll have to talk about. And I will send you some notes and suggestions because then there's
Mhm.
some dialogue
Mhm.
which it's over music, and then we sing one more little phrase again. So,
Okay.
it's we have to do it simply and we have to do
Mhm.
it in a way that makes sense for our story and also be
Right.
able to sing this song. So,
Okay.
but that's the idea.
Okay. All right.
No.
So
Great. So far so good. I will get
okay.
you this by tonight, Lou. I should have this over to you. And Chris, when you get it, if there's any question about, well, what
Mhm.
did you mean here? Call me and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can
Take
talk.
your time. I'm gonna need at least a couple of days to get all that resolved, all the stuff that we talked about today. So,
Okay,
uh,
great.
yeah, just make sure you don't miss anything. Again, and then once you give me that, then I'll know. Okay, this is where I'm going. This is the Bible for motion. So,
Great.
and I'll start
Perfect.
going from there.
Perfect.
And
Okay.
Chris, do you want that document in PDF too?
Yes,
'Cause-
please.
Okay,
Yes.
when I shoot it to you, it's going to be in PDF. Marilyn will send it to me however it is, and then
Yeah.
okay.
Fantastic. Okay. Very cool.
Thanks,
All right,
Chris.
guys.
Amazing way to
Thank-
start the week.
All
Yeah,
right.
This is
fantastic.
fun.
Cool.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
All
See you
right.
bye.
Have a
guys.
good one
Yeah.
next
Have a good one.
Monday.
Next Monday. Yep.
Next
Take care.
Monday.
Bye bye.
Bye.